Very good morning, all the students. Welcome to this course on steam power and gas power engineering. Okay, this course basically a part of the applied thermodynamics. Is the partially part of the applied thermodynamics. Uh, today discussion. Today's discussion on the review of thermodynamics. Then we will go to initial part of steam power engineering, that is Rankine cycle. Okay, so that review of thermodynamics, before we would like to discuss about basic definitions and basic statements of thermodynamics. Okay, so that engineering, especially that engineering thermodynamics, you consider you need basic idea. You should know about that every statement you compare with real time applications. Okay, this is the main characteristic as a student or faculty member and any other person as a mechanical engineer. This is very important. So every statement you compare with a real time application, then only you will get good learn and good knowledge about the particular course. Now let us say your finger will get burned. Okay, your finger will get burned. Okay, what we will do? So we can kept like this. We can kept like this. No. Okay, maybe you can kept like this. After some time it will be cooled. Background have some physics. Okay, but here surrounding have very close to the finger have some mass, have some thermal conductivity, have some specific heat. So what we'll do, once you feel some heat, once you felt some heat, what we'll do, you do like this. You will do like this. Okay, then definitely that heat transfer rate is increased. Okay, that heat transfer rate is increased. That finger will be cooled with less time. So especially with this example, you derive a lot of equations. You describe a lot of subject related to thermal science. This is very common example. As a mechanical engineer, you try to compare with every statement in real time application. Okay, this is very practical application. Okay, then another example, heat and energy transformations. For example, in summer season, you felt like this. Okay, just that means you feel more heat. You need some cooling. But in winter you feel like this. Okay, you feel like this. Maybe in front of one flame. Okay, in winter condition, you in front of one flame, your hand will put like this or like this. Yes, this is not, because here safe factor is introduced. As a mechanical engineer, you keep in our mind. Okay, safe factor. But I do like this. That means ऐसे करता हूँ, धीरे धीरे घर में पड़ता रहते हैं. So this is very real time and a practical application in thermal engineering and energy transformations. Now in one more example you considered, that is combined loading. What is combined loading? As a typical student, think about as a student, think about what is combined loading. Okay, it may be what type of load I considered, what type of load I considered, and what type of beam I considered. It may be simply supported beam or overhanging beam or cantilever beam or point load or UDL load or varying load. Nothing, just What is combined loading? Once I entered in my room, just in the door handle, I just rotate like this. That is also one example of combined loading. So this real time applications you should know. You compare everything in real time applications. That is the main characteristics of thermal engineer. Okay, now we will move on the basics definitions of thermodynamics. What is the basic definitions? Thermodynamic system and surrounding and universe. What is the difference? What is surrounding? What is thermodynamic system? For example, this is one thermodynamic system. This is one thermodynamic system. Inside have some quantity. That quantity have matter. Inside have some energy, and inside have some mass. This is one system. Yes, this is one system. This outside of the flask is surrounding. Outside of the flask is acting like a boundary. This is surrounding. This fixed region is called as universe. Okay, the thermodynamic system have some quantity of mass, some quantity of energy, that is called matter. Okay, that separation of surrounding to system, that is called as boundary. This combined, this control or fixed region is called as universe. Then we will move on types of systems and examples. For example, in example of fixed boundary region, fixed boundary system. What is the example of fixed boundary system? Pressure cooker is the example of fixed boundary system. And example of moving boundary system. Okay, example of moving boundary system in one practical example is internal combustion engine. Internal combustion is the one practical example. Okay, fixed boundary condition is pressure cooker, and moving boundary condition is internal combustion engine. It can be fixed mass or fixed volume. Okay, different systems in point of fluid mechanics point of view, control mass system, control volume system, like that. Then what is closed system, what is open system, what is isolated system? Okay, closed system means that mass is fixed, energy will transfer. Then open system, mass and energy will transfer from system to surrounding and surrounding to system. Then isolated system, the isolated system means there is no heat transfer, there is no mass transfer. Okay, I can give a small example about that closed system is a Stirling engine. Stirling engine is an example of closed system. Open system example is gear pump. Gear pump is open system example. You consider any example, okay, with traditional examples. You just compare traditional examples, then only you get more idea about every statement. Then isolated system have a thermal flask. Thermal flask have an isolated system. Okay, there is no mass transfer, there is no heat transfer. Here one more system is insulated system. That main difference in isolated and insulated systems. Insulated system, no heat transfer, maybe, but possibility of mass transfer. Okay, this is the basic differences between different thermodynamic systems. Then what is the property? What is the property of the system? Property of the system means it is the characteristics of the system. As a man, I have some characteristics. Okay, that is the properties for me. Similarly, in thermodynamics system have some characteristics. That characteristics define something for object. Every characteristics is indicated the described the objective, described the statement for objective. For example, in thermal flask, she is insulated or isolated or any have handle, a cup and bottom cup is there. These are the properties of thermal flask. This is the these properties is described about the thermal flask. For example, if you consider in laptop, what is the properties? What is the properties? What is the characteristics of the laptop? It may be resolutions, how much resolution, and what is the processor. Okay, these are the characteristics. Okay, what is the cap of weight, quality? These are the characteristics of the system. That characteristics is define something for the objectives. Okay, in thermodynamics, two different properties. One is extensive property and another one is intensive property. Okay, I just want to give a clarity about the difference between extensive and intensive properties. That extensive property means if value of a system depends on size or mass or extent of system, that system is called as extensive system. Okay, if the value of system does not depending on mass or does not depending on size or extent of system is called as intensive properties. So let us a lot of examples there in extensive property. So total mass, total momentum, total volume. Okay, you observed total, that means I consider size, total momentum, total mass or total volume. This is the examples of extensive properties. Similarly, in intensive property, temperature is intensive property, independent of the mass, independent of the size. Pressure is also independent of the mass, independent of the size. Density is also independent of the mass and independent of the size. I just want to give a one clarity regarding the temperature, why are independent. For example, I consider cup of water, inside have a hot liquid. I kept one thermometer inside the middle of the cup. I find I just want to find the temperature. After some time, of water is removed from this cup, again kept the thermometer, you find same temperature. Reason behind that, maybe there is no size, the temperature is not depending on the size. If you take a full cup of water, same temperature, half cup of water is also same temperature. This is not depending on the mass, this is not depending on the size. Okay, so these are the extensive and intensive properties of the system. Now we will move on thermodynamic state. What is thermodynamic state? Which properties which describes the condition of the system. Okay, that properties, whether it is extensive or intensive properties, that properties which describes that condition of the system. Okay, that is called thermodynamic state. Then what is equilibrium? Equilibrium means balancing in the state of the system. Balancing in state of the system. Whether it is mechanical balance or chemical balance or thermal balance. That means the properties is same, the entire the system given a fixed given system and fixed respect to time. So if you mechanical equilibrium, that forces are equal, that forces are fixed, so that forces are balanced. Or if you consider thermal equilibrium, that is temperature, the temperature is fixed, the temperature does not change with respect to time. Or chemical composition, that is chemical equilibrium is composition. If you considering cup of tea, I just want to mix with badam powder, that chemical composition with tea and badam powder is completely mixed with uniform manner. That is the composition. Entire the cup, that composition is equal. Okay, if you cup, again one more example, if you take a hot water, you just want to mix with Horlicks powder. Okay, initially these two are separated, okay, in between some boundary line, but once you still after few cycles, what happening? It will completely mixing with water, that is chemically composition, that is equilibrium composition. Okay, these are the equilibriums, mechanical and thermal and chemical equilibriums. Now we will move on thermodynamic process. What is the thermodynamic process? Change in state of the system. That means one equilibrium state to another equilibrium state. That is one equilibrium state to another equilibrium state. That is change in the state of the system is called as thermodynamic process. Okay, different processes in gas power cycles or steam power cycles. Okay, you are usually majority of times you are used that compression process, expansion process and heat addition, whether it is isochoric or isobaric, and heat rejection, whether it is isochoric and isobaric. These are the different processes involved in gas power engineering and steam power engineering. This is the role of thermodynamics in steam power engineering and gas power engineering. Now we will move on basic cycle. Okay, that is basic law of thermodynamics is first law of thermodynamics. What is the first law of thermodynamics? That is very simple equation is cyclic integral dq is equal to cyclic integral dw. That means how much heat is supplied to the system is equal to work done by the system. There is no loss. Okay, that's why this law is failure. Okay, it is impossible in practical and real time conditions. Then that first law of thermodynamics applied in non-cyclic process, that is du is equal to q minus w. Okay, then finally open system applied in first law of thermodynamics. What is open system? If we considering any system, this is one system, you supplied heat, again work done by the system. Okay, that means q minus w is equal to inlet condition of the system minus outlet condition of the system. Okay, whether it is you consider in steady flow energy equation, you draw the open system with initial condition have some height and outlet condition have some height. You just want to write that equation h plus v square by 2 plus g z1, that is initial condition, minus outlet condition h2 plus v2 square by 2 g z2. That is q minus w is equal to inlet condition minus outlet condition. Then finally second law of thermodynamics. Yeah, we have two basic statements in second law of thermodynamics. One is Kelvin-Planck statement, another one is Clausius statement. That Kelvin-Planck statement is, it is impossible to construct a device with a single thermal reservoir. It is impossible to construct any device with a single reservoir. Then Clausius statement, heat always flow from high region to low region, but sometimes heat flow from low region to high region, but you need some additional energy. That is the Clausius statement. Then one more important note I just want to bring in our minds, that is Clausius theorem inequality. Based on the Clausius theorem, you decompose a lot of and a number of Carnot cycles. So here entropy property of the system in Clausius inequality, that is cyclic integral dq by t is less than or equal to 0, 1, and cyclic integral dq by t is less than or equal to cyclic integral ds, that is S is here entropy, q is heat, t is temperature. Then finally dq by t is less than or equal to ds. Three conditions. Condition 1 is cyclic integral dq by t is less than or equal to 0, cyclic integral dq by t is less than or equal to cyclic integral ds, and dq by t is equal to less than or equal to ds. Okay, these are the Clausius theorem inequality. Based on this Clausius inequality, for example, if you considering this one system, okay, this is one system, okay, you divided number of elementary devices in particular this system. What will happen? Each elementary device acting like a Carnot cycle. That means any cycle, any Carnot theorem inequality cycle process decomposed into multiple Carnot cycles. This is the final conclusion. Then what is Carnot cycle? Have a four process involved in four processes. One is isothermal process, another one is adiabatic process, next isothermal process and adiabatic process. That means two isentropics and two isothermal processes. That finally that efficiency of Carnot cycle, net work done divided by heat supplied, okay, based on the second law of thermodynamics, that net work done is Q in minus Q out. Yes, heat supplied minus heat rejection by heat supplied, it will be cancelled, 1 minus heat rejection by heat supplied. This is efficiency formula in terms of heat. In terms of temperature, 1 minus T2 by T1. This is Carnot cycle processes and efficiency of Carnot cycle and net work done of the Carnot cycle. Now we will move on. Major part of this course is steam power cycles. That first cycle is Rankine cycle. That Rankine cycle is modified Carnot cycle. Okay, Rankine cycle is modified Carnot cycle. Now I just want to take one task in this particular session. The task is how electricity is generated. That is generation of electricity. This is the task. This is the question. This is the experiment. How electricity is generated. That means generation of electricity. Once electricity is generated, that electricity is passes through the consumers and domestic purpose. That is not okay. That is the different issue. But first thing you should know as a mechanical engineering. Now you are studied that steam power plants. So definitely you should you know about that generation of electricity, how electricity is generated. In steam power plant especially, main components is pump and steam generator and steam turbine and condenser. These are the four parts, these are the four components involved in Rankine cycle. Okay, pump and steam generator, it is called as boiler, then steam turbine and finally condenser. Now I just want to give a component wise explanation. That is pump, it will collect low pressure water, then that low pressure water is converted to high pressure water. Okay, here pump have it one inlet, one outlet. Inlet and outlet have liquid. Okay, once pump, it will collect that low pressure water, then that low pressure water is converted to high pressure water. That high pressure water is entering into the steam generator. That high pressure water is entering into the steam generator, that is boiler. So what is inlet of the steam generator? Initially that phase is single phase because you consider liquid, water is liquid, okay, single phase. Once enter into the steam generator or boiler, inlet condition is single phase, exit of the boiler or exit of the steam generator is two phase, multi-phase, that is vapor plus liquid. What happening? That high pressure water entering into the steam generator, that steam generator is generated some steam with some amount of water particles. That's why I am saying at two phase region, that is saturated or maybe superheated conditions. Saturated condition or superheated condition. That high pressure and high temperature steam would go up, enter into the steam turbine. Okay, that high pressure and high temperature steam entering into the steam turbine, that process is expansion process. After turbine work, that is expansion. Okay, one end of the turbine, that turbine shaft, it is connected with generator. Okay, and end of the turbine is connected with condenser. That means after turbine work, that process is expansion process. Definitely you lose some enthalpy, you are losing some enthalpy and pressures. That is saturation steam point. Okay, that low pressure steam and low temperature steam entering into the condenser. This is one way, and other way is with the help of the high pressure steam, with the help of high temperature steam, turbine blades are rotated, that mechanical energy is converted to electrical energy with the help of steam turbine and generator. Once electricity is generated, again it is connected to that consumers and transformers. Okay, then that low pressure steam and low temperature steam, that is dropping enthalpy, is entering into the condenser. What happening in the condenser? That steam is converted into liquid. This is partially liquid. That means entire the condenser have a tubes, cooling tubes. Continuously water is circulated, that cooling water is circulated in entire the condenser. Definitely that hot gases will absorb, automatically that steam will convert it to liquid region. Okay, that liquid, that water passes through pump. This is one complete cycle. Once entering into the pump, again what is the function of pump? That low pressure water is converted to high pressure water. Okay, this is one closed cycle, and how that generation of electricity. This is the basic explanation about Rankine cycle. Okay, now that worldwide and countrywide data related to that steam power plants. World largest power plant, that is steam power plant, world largest power plant, that is Taichung power plant, very largest power plant. This is in Taiwan. Here capacity around 5500 megawatts. In India, Vindhyachal thermal power plant, Madhya Pradesh, that capacity around 4760 megawatts. Okay, that Indian power plant organized, that is maintained NTPL, under NTPL organization, but in worldwide power plant, this is very biggest power plant is Taiwan power plant, around 5500 megawatts capacity. Now we will move on different processes involved in Rankine cycle. Okay, here 4 processes. One is isentropic process, another one is isobaric process, and again isentropic and again isobaric. Here one isentropic process is compression and another isentropic process is expansion. Then one isobaric process is heat addition and another isobaric process is heat rejection. These are the 4 processes involved in Rankine cycle. 1 to 2 is isentropic compression, 2 to 3 is isobaric heat addition, 3 to 4 is isentropic expansion, 4 to 1 is isobaric heat rejection. With the help of these processes, we will try to draw the PV and TS and HS thermodynamic relations. Okay. Today I can stop here. We will continue that cycles with performance calculations of Rankine cycle in next class. Thank you.